certain people just look great in sunglasses. The first person I noticed as a kid, one of your idols, Bruce Lee. I go, that guy looks badass in sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
And he had they weren't completely dark. They were mixed. I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah, he was a cool motherfucker.
He was a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, that dude changed the world.
Unbelievable.
Nobody thought about doing karate before Bruce Lee.
No.
Nobody cared.
Well, even when he was on the Green Hornet, I'm old enough. I was there for the Green Hornet days, and you're like, hey, that's kind of cool, but you didn't think about it. But the minute those movies came out, we all saw them when they first came out. I saw Chinese Connection. It was called Fists of Fury. They changed the titles now, but it was Chinese Connection was the first one, then Fists of Fury, and then Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Those are the three big ones. And
it was the first time we ever saw somebody with abs.
Yes.
They're like, whoa, how cool does that look?
Yes.
How cool does it look to be ripped?
Yeah.
Look at that. Wah! Look at that. Come on.
I mean, I hate to say it, but my profile pic when I was 19, I basically have the same physique. I don't care what anyone says.
He kind of looks like a twink today, though.
Yeah,
if
he
you
does.
compare him.
Well, because nobody lifted weights in those days, you know. But he was the king.
Look at the abs on that motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Today he'd be accused of having fake abs.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a badass.
Bruce Lee gold medal sunglasses. Oh, you can buy them. Oh.
Yeah, but I don't think those are the ones I'm thinking about.
No? That one in that photo looks pretty fucking cool.
No, it wasn't these. It was some other look where he just was casually wearing sunglasses.
What a cool dude.
Yeah, he was a badass. He was a real superstar. He just was a star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, transcended.
Yeah.
And it also was happening during that weird time. The weird time in life in the 70s.
After Vietnam was really winding down. It was almost done. Now we're back to 1968.
Yeah, we're right there right now.
We're in 1968
We're waiting for
right
Kent
now.
State to jump off. You seen these fucking protests that are happening in colleges?
Yeah.
First of all, these kids are all wearing masks. They're outside, they're protesting, and they're all wearing masks. I say that it's like the Democrats' MAGA hat. That's what the mask is. Isn't it?
Nice.
You're letting everybody know. You're letting everybody know that you're a part of the Klan, that you're on the good side.
Yeah.
I'm masking. I'm masking for your safety.
Yeah.
They're just bizarre human beings coming out of colleges today.
Well, I look
Fully
at
brainwashed.
Yeah. Well, I say it this way. It's 20. Let's say 20% of them are just 20% of them are kids that were raised to hate the West. Everything in the West is bad. They're brainwashed. Which is really the whole curriculum is 20% of that. Then I'd say 20% are kids that are they're the kids that feel like they want to be like when I was in college. Like when I was in college, remember this is happening during finals week. So 20% of finals protesters. Where if somebody came up to me when I was in college and said, "Listen, next week is finals. You know you're going to fail. How about this? We're going to give you some money from this George Soros fund. It's a Venmo thing. We're going to give you money. You stand outside and you block the other. Not only do you not have to take your finals, you're going to block the kids that are going to make you look bad and pass their finals. You're going to block them from coming to class." I would have said, "Give me the scarf. I'll put it on right now." Then you got 20% kids are going to be. They're like the ones that are peer pressured by their roommates. Because if you're roommates with people in college, they know your schedule. So they go, "Hey, we're going to go protest genocide." You can't say, I was going to go to the bar. So half these kids are like, "God damn it, now I got to go out to the protest or I look bad in front of all my roommates."
Have you ever seen when they get interviewed? Konstantin Kissin from Trigonometry, he went to the protests and he was just asking them, like, what the river to the sea, what does that mean to you? Like, asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think should happen? Like, what do you think the history of Palestine is?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. And now they're literally praying. They're praying to Mecca now. Did you see all the footage of them?
oh, wonderful.
They're bowing. It's like, I am objectively going to put a fatwa on my mother. If she
I just want to come out publicly and say it. China, Russia, you guys won. You won. You got our kids. You got the kids. You got a lot of them. You got more of them than you didn't get.
No, they don't want them. Listen, China, they're teaching kids computer engineering. Law schools are teaching, state-sanctioned violence in Shakespeare sonnets and,
guys with fake eyelashes reading to toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
TikTok is. Our TikTok's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're smart. I mean, they got us. They got us. They won. They won the ideological battle. They've destroyed our universities.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
destroyed our faith
But they
in the
didn't.
system.
We did.
Yeah, but they did. They infiltrated the universities.
It happened way before that. In my opinion,
When did it happen?
they just went like this. All they had to do was go like this.
You ever see Yuri Bezmenov talk about it? He's a
No.
defector from the KGB. He talked about it in a famous interview from 1984. We talk about it way too much, so I'm sorry if you're hearing this again, folks. But he basically laid out exactly what was going to happen to America in 1964. And he was saying...
64?
Yep. Or, excuse me, 1984. He was saying that Marxism and Leninist ideas they've infiltrated all the universities with these ideas. They're teaching them the children, and you have like 2 generations from now, you're going to be fucked.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It started long before any of this China. He
But they
didn't
did
say
it. China
he didn't
did it.
say
Russia
they did it.
He said Russia did it. He said Russia was doing it. So they're actively subverting our education system.
But I feel like the idea of this kind of thing started long before, before. I mean, it's been around a long time because people are like, hey, it sounds fair. Like equality sounds fair.
Right.
So then they slowly started bringing it in, and people. The general narrative is if I say to you right now, or if you say anywhere, I think America's a great country, people go, oh my God, do you hear this psychopath? What
You're
an
a
idiot.
Nazi.
He's the dumbest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if you start from the premise that America is evil, which is basically the premise today, and everything we do is, based on oppression and violence, then anybody that goes against that, there's something evil about them.
Yes.
So I don't think that was Russia and China doing that. I think that was us doing it.
I think Russia and China influenced it. It's particularly Russia.
I think they just agreed. They were useful idiots and all that stuff they used
Yeah.
to talk about. Yeah, but I think they didn't. I didn't think they had far to go. I don't think you could do it unless people wanted to go along with that.
Well, it's also a situation where your universities are almost entirely dedicated towards one ideology.
That's right.
You don't have any... Look, there's clearly, over history, regardless of what you think about right-wing people, clearly over history there have been brilliant conservative people. And
Sure.
to not address that and to not have those people talk and to only allow liberal people to talk or progressive people to talk, you're going to get a distorted worldview. And that's what
That's
these
right.
kids are getting.
Even just the fact that Russia and China didn't force them to stop people from speaking at these places. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's
Right.
what's been going on for whatever amount of years.
So, yeah.
And
active
you're like me.
censorship.
You're not some right wing guy, or you know what I mean. You're not, but you've been pushed into a category that people are saying you're this kind of guy because they're so far to the left and so stringent ideologically that if you fluctuate, you're out of the loop, and that's a cult.
It is a cult. But isn't it? I mean, it's one of the beauties. One of the beautiful things about America is the amount of freedom we have of expression. And when you have that, and you have 330 million people, you're going to have a certain percentage of people that are just off the rails, insane.
Yes.
And if those people are rabid about it and excited about it, a lot of people find that attractive. Just like a lot of people find Islam attractive. And they don't just find it attractive because of the discipline and the tenets and all the different things that seem to resonate with some people. They find it attractive because those people are all in. And you want to be in a group that's all in. Like, if I leave, they'll
That's
kill me.
right.
They'll kill you if you leave, but you
That's
can
right.
join. You can join. They'll take you in as a brother. Oh, I want to join. And then people it becomes attractive to them.
Because moderates are considered pussy. I talk about this all the time. Moderates are considered, all you can see is a bland guy in Dockers
Yeah.
with his goddamn, with his dad bod, and nobody's interested in moderates.
Fence sitters.
Fence sitters. I say even in Superman, you've got Lois Lane. She sees Clark Kent, nice guy. He's like, hey, Lois, want to have dinner? She's like, yeah, just dinner, Clark. No, all right, I'm sorry. And then Superman, who shows up 2 hours a week, who's an extremist, just breaks shit. And she's like, Superman. So I'm saying our whole culture is built around extremists.
Right.
Like the hero in the movie walks away after blowing up a hydroelectric dam. He's never the guy that troubleshoots the hydroelectric dam. That should be the hero in every movie.
Imagine being Clark Kent and you got to deal with this lady just constantly talking up Superman and talking
sickening.
down to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, bitch, you don't know shit.
Yes.
And you just got to sit there and take it because you just can't spill the beans. You want to say, hey, fucking dummy. You would just take the glass off. Well, you stupid. I'm
Yeah.
the same guy, but just wearing glasses. I tricked you with glasses.
I catfished you.
You
Clark
didn't
Kent
notice that I'm built
catfished.
like a fucking linebacker? You didn't notice that I look like a giant super person?
Yeah.
Oh, I just have glasses on, so now I'm a loser.
Well, because she never slept with him. That's why she didn't notice.
Right.
Because she was like, Clark, lay off.
You think Clark would like show off like every now and then, like pick something up he shouldn't be able to pick up?
Yeah, but she didn't
I
care.
didn't know.
Clark's an incel.
Yeah, he is an insult.
An angry incel.
A handsome, angry, football quarterback looking insult.
Yeah.
He's an insult. Just because of glasses. Isn't it funny? Like, that was the only disguise he had was glasses. It's the dumbest fucking disguise in all of comic books. At least Batman, like, maybe he had a weird face. Like, if he had, like, a cleft palate, you're like, hey, buddy, I know who you are. But no, you know, you just see the little face part, and the rest of the face is covered. Like, okay, hides his voice. I'm Batman. Okay, maybe.
Well, he
but
didn't talk
Superman,
like that.
it's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. But but speaking of Bruce Lee, the Green Hornet had a mask,
Yeah.
but then Kato was Bruce Lee. Mm-hmm. We didn't realize, by the way, here's a stupid sitcom I'm watching as a little kid. We didn't realize there's a lifetime legend playing the sidekick.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen?
Never.
In life. But even then, he wore this little chauffeur's outfit, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Bruce Lee wore he was like the sidekick.
Yeah.
But even then, you could see a stalk. Like, even as the sidekick, the two scenes, you're like, this guy's a badass. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. I'm like, look at this.
You know, he was supposed to be in that TV show Kung Fu.
Really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be about him. It wasn't supposed to be David Carradine.
And why did he say no?
They didn't want to have a Chinese guy on TV.
That's insane.
Isn't that
and they
wild?
picked David Carradine.
Yeah, but it worked. The crazy thing with David Carradine
did
is
work.
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. That show worked. I loved that show. I used to love that show.
Yeah, it was a great show. Because
I was a
every
little kid.
episode there was, although let's face it, that was, when you really look at it, it was a kind of a woke show.
A little bit.
Every week it was intolerance, and then David
Yeah.
Carradine would come and save the day. You know what I mean?
And kick some ass. He always had to use violence, though.
But he
Notice?
wasn't that great of a martial arts guy.
Oh, it was terrible. It was nonsense. It was totally unbelievable. But the way he was doing it was like, if you didn't know any better, you're like, oh, yeah, he's got magic.
But if Bruce Lee had done that, he would have broke, not the internet, but he would have broke TV wide open.
Oh, yeah. If he
that would have
started
been the best show of all
wheel
time.
kicking people and like jumping side kicking people in the face, you'd be like, whoa. It would have changed everything. But the movies changed everything. I mean, he broke through just because he was undeniable. But, that was supposed to be him. On
They
that television
opened.
show.
I'll tell you, all the karate studios. Jerome Mackey. These were all the karate. These were big karate guys back when I was a kid, like karate teachers.
Mm-hmm.
He opened thousands of karate studios
Sure.
around the country. Bruce Lee alone.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
It became a thing.
Bruce Lee and then Chuck Norris was how I got into martial arts.
Yeah, Chuck Norris fighting him.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, watching those movies. So
How
many
about
people
this
got into
name? Bill Wallace. You ever hear
it.
of
Yeah,
him?
Superfoot.
He was great.
Yeah, he was a great kickboxer.
And there was a guy named Joe Louis.
Yeah, Joe Louis, heavyweight champion. Not in boxing, but in kickboxing.
That's right.
Yeah, white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of.
Great
And Jim
fighter.
Kelly was a great fighter. He was in the Bruce Lee
Yes.
movies too.
Did you ever do karate or did you just follow it?
I mean, I did a couple of classes, but I was, you know.
It's
what I mean?
crazy that you know about all those guys like Joe Louis. How about Benny Urquidez? You know
Well,
about him?
Benny
the Jet?
Benny the Jet, of course.
Yeah.
Well, because when I always tell this, but when I was a kid, the trains were so dangerous in New York. Like, I mean, it was. See, this is nothing now compared to when I was growing up. But what I would do is, instead of taking karate, we used to buy Karate magazine, and I'd stand on the train with my legs splayed like this, and stand and read my Karate magazine.
Good move.
Who's going to read a karate magazine unless he's a karate? Then I ran into Owen. Do you know Owen Smith is a comedian
Yes.
from Baltimore? I somehow mentioned that story one night to him, and he goes, I took you one better. He goes, I bought a karate trophy, and I used to walk around the streets holding my karate trophy.
That's hilarious.
So while you were